Well, next this evening, the number of people in the East Midlands grew faster in the last decade than actually anywhere else in England and Wales. Official population estimates show this was the only region that saw a rise of over 9%. Well, officials say that is largely fuelled by immigrants moving here to either work or study. The figures also reveal that large numbers of city dwellers are moving out to the suburbs and the counties. Here's our social affairs correspondent, Jeremy Paul.
Yes, these numbers tell us the story of how our region is changing faster than any other. The first time we've had such detailed official figures. This is now the official population count for the East Midlands government region. Well over 5 million of us by the middle of last year. That's up 9.3% in a decade, and it means over 400,000 additional residents across this region. Here's Andrew Pritchard from East Midlands Councils.
Well, first of all, it's not a surprise because the East Midlands has been growing, above the UK average for some time. We're an attractive place for people to live, generally buoyant economy. What's driving it is a mixture of things. It's migration from other parts of the UK. It's international migration, people coming to work and to study in the East Midlands. And it's also in some places natural change as well.
Those latest figures show that immigration is the biggest driver. That has boosted our population by almost 50,000 in a single year, the majority moving to Leicester, Nottingham or Derby. You can see the impact they've had here. They're mostly workers and students and their families. And this is how movement within the UK affected the East Midlands last year. That is by far the biggest driver of population growth in the counties. These are both residents moving out of our cities and from other parts of the country. And Andrew Pritchard says infrastructure like transport hasn't kept up.
From our perspective, the thing that really stands out is the mismatch between levels of growth, population growth, economic growth, and levels of public investment. That's the real challenge that many authorities are facing on a day-to-day level.
There were also a couple of other interesting figures. One East Midlands district saw net immigration fall. That's in a part of Lincolnshire where lots of EU nationals worked in food and farming. And Blaby had over 1,700 extra residents in a category used for the military. The ONS tells me they're inmates at the new Fossway prison.